everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm pretty excited. Aga from Hungry for Paint has come out with a new palette called the Vintage Illustration. We got to see just a little bit of that on my last video I did painting with her Tropicana set. She had sent me dot cards as kind of like a little teaser for her upcoming set, and so I went ahead and got that, and I also got her Into the Woods set, which I will be doing another video on in the future. So this time we're just doing the Vintage Illustration set. Yeah, so let's open it up. So, I believe this one, I might definitely have to unwrap all of these to figure out which set is which. I'm thinking these are the Into the Woods. Let me pull up her site real quick. So this looks like cream, brown, green. I think that would be the purple, yellow, orange. So I believe that these are all of the Vintage Illustration, and then these are the Into the Woods. I already popped these in the freezer, so hopefully that should allow the foil to come off easily. Oh yeah, that was perfect. So this is the Vintage Blue. Alright, so these are all 8 colors, so which means that these ones are the Into the Woods, and I will do these in another video. So, first thing I want to do with these is I want to see all of the color combinations they make, so I'm going to do a mixing chart. So as you can see, she's got other sets. I have the Tropicana set, and when I'm done with these, I will get that swatched out on here. I made this to put in my swatch binder when I also get around to making swatch cards for these ones. So we're going to start with doing the Vintage Illustration swatches. I'm going to try and keep this in frame as best as I can. So I'm going to start by putting down each main color, and I will fade them out just a little bit. The way I like to do mixing charts is I do a solid color up top, and then I will do a pastel version on bottom. So oh, these re-wet very nice. Hey everybody, VoiceOver Barry here. I figured while we are watching the swatch chart come together, I would read a few blurbs from Aga's website in regards to this set. So from her website, she describes these colors as 8 muted, classy colors that not only look great together, but are also very versatile and allow for a multitude of mixing options. Perfect for any kind of illustration as well as more traditional landscapes, nature, animals, people, or patterns. These are the colors I keep reaching for myself over and over again in my own painting, and these combinations are tested in the battlefield and prove themselves worthy. And then she has a link to her video on YouTube where she has her own mixing chart as well and does a few test pieces, and I will link that in the description below. For each of these colors, the vintage blue is a muted and muty like the rain. The vintage cream, light and airy like the milk foam on your macchiato. Vintage brown is dark and chocolatey like a bite of brownie. Vintage red is juicy and mouth-watering like strawberry mousse. Vintage purple, deep and velvety like the skin on an aubergine. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look it up. Oh, it's like an eggplant. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Vintage warm and toned down, a notch of coziness. Vintage yellow, earthy and understated to give your illustration subtlety. Vintage green is lush and organic, perfect for potted plants, cacti, or those trees in the backyard. And she says these watercolors are made lovingly with pigment, gum arabic, pure water, and locally produced honey and natural essential oils. Alright, so this is still wet, but let's see if I can kind of pan through these colors. And let me tell you, like, the more I did each section, I was falling more in love with this palette because these are such nice, beautiful, muted colors. Like, I really don't know what, I guess if I had to pick a favorite, it would definitely be all of the creams, the cream mixtures. This is a beautiful palette, and I really can't wait to get to painting with this. I'm gonna go get cleaned up and get set up, but I don't know if you can see it very well. It is kind of a light sketch, but this is the sketch that I intend on using these colors with. It's Bunch Pumpkins. And I thought that this palette would be perfect for having some, you know, like the blue pumpkins, the like white cream pumpkins, and then some traditional orange pumpkins, and just some, you know, different colors, and that way we can kind of see everything on the page. So I'm gonna go get my palettes cleaned up, and then when I come back, I will paint these pumpkins. All right, so I got my palette cleaned up, got some clean water. I had this Schmincke wooden tin laying around, so I popped them in there so they're not moving around. So this is what I'm going to use to paint from. So, sorry if that's loud. Just trying to get a good setup going here. I'm just gonna stick those up there. All right, so I'm gonna put on some music and get to painting. I'm also going to give this Da Vinci brush number 6 round a try and see how I like it. Hey everybody, it's Mary again. So I wanted to take a moment to talk about this piece as you watch me paint it. This is one of those pieces for me that I impressed myself making it. I did art for many years through school, and then I had joined the Navy, and while I was in the Navy I kind of got away from my art a lot. I continued to do art for probably, I would say, I don't know, the first 5 years I was in. I mean, I was in for just a little over 6 years, but it was very on and off. You know, when I'd get home, I was always so tired and just didn't have energy, or there was other things going on, and I lost inspiration and motivation. So I over time just stopped working on art of any kind, not even sketching or anything else. And at the time when I was doing a lot of digital art. I'd been wanting to get into painting, but I just never did. I did a little bit of acrylic painting, and I tried oils once and never again. It's just too messy. But when I started getting back into my artwork, I'm trying to remember like kind of what gave me the push for it. I think I was just piddling around on YouTube, and one of the first artists I had started watching again that kind of pushed me to get back into my artwork was Casey Golden. And then I started watching Drawing with Waffles, and it kind of just expanded from that. And like watching Casey do watercolor work, even for the style that she does, just made me very interested in getting into watercolor as well. Excuse me. But with the current state of things and life and work, I have not really had a ton of time to sit and dive into my artwork the way I really want to. And I actually filmed this video in 2 separate parts. The swatching I did one day, and then the painting you're seeing now I actually did the next day. I had the opportunity the night I did the swatching to do the painting, but I was so tired and just not mentally there that I feel like had I actually pushed through and made myself do it that night, it probably would not have come out with the same result. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with that, because at the end, I absolutely love this piece. Like, this is one of those few times I really want to toot my own horn. I really love the way it came out. I want to frame it and hang it up. I'm so beyond pleased with it. I was worried so many times about messing it up. I don't know if I kind of felt like I wanted to do such a good job because I really liked these paints, and I wanted to paint something good with them. And I picked the pumpkins because it was a way to showcase almost all the colors. And for this piece, actually, I did use every single color, and I kept my the mixing chart off screen so I could see what I wanted to do and what mixes I had done in the mixing chart that I wanted to use to get certain colors. Another thing about this piece, specifically that blue pumpkin in the middle, there are certain people who, when I watch them paint, they just kind of put their brush down, put it in the spot, and leave it as it is. And I always want to smooth things out, blend them out, and I could never bring myself to paint the way I appreciated other artists' paintings. I would say Arlie Bean is one of them, where she just she puts her brush down, and sometimes if that's where it is, that's where it is, and that's where she leaves it, and it leaves a certain look. Gel Arts does kind of the same thing when she paints, so I was trying to force myself to do that same type of thing with these pumpkins, where I'd put a line down and it might not look perfect, but it gives the look that I want, the look that I'm going for. So specifically that blue pumpkin, I had to see some of those spots in the middle and leave them alone because I really liked that look, but I had to fight all the urges in the back of my head that made me want to fix it and smooth it out. So I'm really glad I didn't do that. I left it alone, and I absolutely love the outcome of this, especially the purple pumpkin as well. So this is one of those pieces for me, looking at some of my more recent art. And even if you compare this to the last video I did using Aga's paint for her Tropicana set, like this to me is a night and day thing. And I actually, because I did so well with these paints here, I really wanted to kind of take a step back, and I wanted to actually redo the painting I did with her Tropicana set, because ultimately I was happy with it, but I really wasn't. Now that I have more time to get back into it, paint a little bit more. I feel like I've gotten a little bit better, and I would like to give it a second chance to do it over, and I feel like give her paints a little bit more justice than I feel like I did in my last video. So yeah, that's something I plan on doing in the future. I have it sketched up. I still need to ink it and then paint it. And I have other sketches I'm working on that I'd like to get painted as well. I'm currently working on a mixture of prompt lists for this month. Combination of a prompt list by Hey Johanna, and for Drawtober, Julia artwork for Arttober, and then Catvolk for Cattober. You can see my progress or lack of progress of those over on my Instagram. I'm very far behind. I'm working on catching up. If not, I will kind of play catch up in November. It's the first time I've tried this art challenge, so and life's just very, very busy right now, so I really don't always have time to sit down and paint like I'd like to. But is anybody else doing an art challenge that they are either falling behind on or right on top of? You can leave a comment below, and if you have an Instagram or whatever, I'd love to see them. So I'm going to let the music play, and I will see you at the end of the video. So this is my finished piece. I really hope that you enjoyed watching me paint it as much as I actually did enjoy painting it with these really beautiful colors. And again, this is the paint set, the vintage illustration set by Aga from Hungry for Paint. She should still have a few available on her website, so go check it out if you want to get some. She also has some of the other sets and some individual pans. As always, thank you for watching, bye, and hope to see you next time.